Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I wanted to hop on and talk about the Black Lives Matter movement. If you guys follow me on social media, you will know that for the past kind of week and a bit I have been posting kind of Black Lives Matter content, lots of resources on my Instagram stories, so I'll leave that down below because there's a lot of kind of places for resources and donating and petitions and that kind of thing. I'm also going to leave in the bio lots of different links for you guys to support, donate, sign petitions, resources for books, TV programs, all that kind of thing in the bio below. And to be honest, the last week has been a massive wake-up call. You know, I just have learnt so much in the past week than I have in the past 24 years about, you know, oppression against black people, about, you know, why it's such a big thing, and, you know, all these different things, like where kind of like government funding is being spent in the wrong places and that kind of thing. So yeah, the past week has really opened up my eyes, and I have just, it's been quite overwhelming in the sense of when you're trying to learn something new that you have completely no idea about, but at the same time it's very real and it's happening as we speak. It's, yeah, it can be quite overwhelming. So I have, you know, kind of been researching, I've watched a lot of things, I've read a lot of things, I've spoken to a lot of friends and family about it, and I would say that, you know, you can see we've still got so much, you know, we've still got a really long way to go, but I am here for it. I mean, our generation is the generation which is going to make a change, because I just can't believe that I'm sat here in 2020 having this, well, making a video about this. It is ridiculous, to be honest, and I will be quite honest and open and frank and say that I didn't realise how bad it was in 2020. You know, you see things on the news where the statistics that more black men are pulled over than white men here in the UK. You know, more black people are searched, and then you see people, you know, these cases in America where black people are, you know, killed when they're jogging or when they just, you know, go to the shop, or, you know, something like that. And then you just think that, you know, I'm not a white person, I'm Chinese, but I still am very privileged. Growing up, I never had to worry about, you know, walking down the street. I didn't have to worry about going for a jog and never coming home. And these are kind of like really real things that I never thought about. And I think it's because, you know, I do live in a privileged kind of area, I would say. The area that I live in is very white, and although that doesn't kind of take away from the fact that where I live in terms of London is very diverse. When I grew up, where I grew up, it was very white English, and I was pretty much the only person of a different colour, so that, you know, that was kind of hard growing up, being a different person of colour in a kind of an all-white place. But I would say that throughout my, I don't know, what was it, like 10 years living there, I had one issue. That was it, one problem. And I had that one problem, and my mum went up to the school, and that was it. It never happened again. So I cannot, you know, I can't even imagine how it must feel to be discriminated against every single day, you know, possibly every hour of the day. You know, I just can't understand at all. And, you know, even however much I read or watch a film or speak to my friends, or speak to black people, you know, we will never know, because we're not black people, so we will never know how that feels. all we can do is educate ourselves and make sure that going forward we treat black people as if we would treat anyone else. And you know, I think that when a lot of the time it's quite a lot of misunderstanding, in the sense of people will say, well, I don't really understand, you know, the Black Lives movement, it should be kind of like all lives, but the problem is, if it was all lives matter, then, you know, every single ethnic group would have the same amount of funding. Every single ethnic group would have, you know, the same level of education, or the same chances at getting a job, or they would get paid the same, or, you know, they would get the same, you know, all these different types of things that come into it. And it's, you know, the killings are absolutely awful, and watching it just makes you feel so uncomfortable, but you have to do it because you have to realise what's going on. But it's not, you know, of course it's about people being killed, that is like one of the main reasons, but it's about other things. It's just about making everyday life for a black person the same as a white person. You know, they should be able to walk down the street and not feel like they're going to get pulled over by the police, or someone's going to come up to them and kill them. They should be able to feel safe going to the shop to buy Skittles or a chocolate bar. You know, a mum shouldn't worry about her son or her daughter going out and never coming home again. And, you know, I'm not saying that this doesn't happen to other ethnicities, because of course it does, but all I'm saying is that at the moment it is a big problem for black people, which is why everyone is highlighting it at the moment. Of course every single race has problems. I mean, when coronavirus happened, I was made to feel so uncomfortable on so many different occasions, and that was for like 3 weeks, and that was maybe like a handful of occasions. I cannot even imagine how it must feel to have someone look at you in an awful way every single day, when mine was just like maybe like 3 or 4 times on the tube people would give me really disgusting looks because they thought I had coronavirus. I went to the gym one time and one lady said, well, it was not a lady, she was probably a teenager. So a teenager said to her mum, oh mum, you know, what are we going to get in the pool because there's loads of Chinese people, what about corona? And my stomach just literally dropped. I could not believe A, what I was hearing, and B, that she even had the nerve to say that in front of me. But this is the thing, I think sometimes people, because some things that we say so flippantly, and we don't realise the impact that it has. So I think from all the research I've done, there's so many words that we use and we don't realise that it's causing offence to someone. So this has been a massive learning curve for me, because even I have said some of the things in the past that I now realise is not the right thing to say. But going forward, you know, I think I would definitely think about what I say to anyone, because you never know how someone else might see it. You know, you may think it might be okay to say, but then the other person may think that it's totally wrong. So I think, you know, throughout all of this, it is about learning. It's about working together and making a change. It's also about continuing to make a change and not just letting it be a phase or anything like that. But it's also about being kind to one another, because, you know, I have seen a lot of, I would say, horrible comments online of people kind of being rude to one another about how they're learning or if they're not learning and this kind of thing. And I think it is kind of like everyone apart from black people have to learn together, and learning something new can be quite, you know, overwhelming. I completely get that. And then also I think when you learn, you are going to make mistakes, because, you know, you're learning. Not everyone's going to get it right the first time. So, you know, my best advice is that if you make a mistake, just kind of own up to it. That's, you know, that's the only thing we can do. And I think that's the problem that we have as non-black people, is that sometimes when we, you know, we do discriminate black people, we don't own up to it, or we get very defensive when, you know, we can just put our hands up and say, look, I'm really sorry, I know I said it wrong, you know, I've learnt my lesson this time, I'm not going to do it again. And you know, that's it, that's all you can do. You know, you just have to learn to be a better person and learn to think about what you're going to say before you actually say it. You know, I think especially with the hobby that I have, which is blogging and YouTubing, there's a lot of bloggers who have said not very good things in the past, and they have been pulled up on it. And you know, you've just got to kind of just say, look, I said that, obviously you can see I've said that because on the internet, I'm really sorry, and you know, I won't do it again, because I think sometimes you can easily jump to defense straight away, and sometimes that is not the right way to deal with stuff. I know from past experience. But yeah, no, I kind of just wanted to pop on and just say that, you know, going forward, my content is going to change. It's not going to be kind of the same fluffy content, but it's still going to have, you know, fun in there. It's still going to have lifestyle, beauty, fashion, travel, but it's also going to have kind of like stuff that's going on, you know, in the news, or causes that I support, that kind of thing, because I feel like, you know, I am a very open person. I do talk about a lot of things. I'm a very open person in person. I will talk about kind of anything with everyone. I'm also a very understanding person, and I feel like for a while I've put this kind of like screen on my videos and my blogs and, you know, on my Instagram, where I've kind of just, I have spoken about causes that I think are important, like homelessness, what else, child abuse, domestic abuse, you know, those kind of things, racism towards me. I've spoken about them, but I've not really articulated it, or I've not really continuously spoke about them. I've just kind of put it here and there. So yeah, I think going forward my content is going to change. Obviously if you don't like that, you know, unfollow, unsubscribe, whatever you want to do. But yeah, if that's something you guys like, then obviously stick with me on this journey. It's going to be an interesting one. But yeah, no, I just wanted to pop on and obviously explain my thoughts around everything, and you know, to show my support for the cause, because I am definitely all for the cause, and I thought that it wouldn't be right for me to just upload another video and not say anything, because I've been posting on my Instagram. I'm going to write up a blog post too with kind of all resources and stuff, and pop this video in the bottom, and yeah, I just didn't want to seem like I brushed it away, because that is not the case at all. I just wanted to sit down and have a frank conversation with you guys about where my thoughts are at, and where, you know, where I stand with this whole kind of movement. And you know, there have been some really good changes from this movement that wouldn't have happened if this never came about. But saying that, you know, like I said earlier in the video, me sitting here in 2020 discussing this is ludicrous. You know, things should have had a change way long ago, and you know, it should never have happened in the first place. You know, we're all one race, we are a human race, and everybody should be treated the same, no matter their age, colour, religion, sexuality, you know, and all the other things, disability, mental health, you know, the way they choose to dress, their eye colour, their hair colour, all this type of thing. Everyone should just be treated the same. And I have always been the type of person to have quite a varied friendship group, and it makes me really sad to think that people in my, you know, I don't really have like one friendship group, I have kind of like groups of friends, and it just makes me sad to think that some of my friends are treated differently in society than others, when I just, you know, I love them the same, and to me they're all amazing. But that's not you know, that is not the way society sees them. Otherwise we would get the same funding, you know, they would get the same education in schools, and their culture would be taught in schools alongside other cultures. So it's just, you know, things like that that need to be improved going forwards. And I think that 2020 is going to be a year of change. It's certainly been a crazy year so far. Someone told me the other day that the Australian fires were in the beginning of January, which I just can't comprehend right now. To me it seems like they happened last year. But yeah, no, this year is certainly an interesting one, and I think it will be one for change going forward. At least I hope so. You know, I don't plan on taking my foot off the gas anytime soon, and I hope you don't either. But yeah, I think, you know, in order for the whole world to progress, we need to, you know, we need to make changes, because we can't keep living the same lives that we live, because it's not right in so many ways. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts and everything, and it's probably the most difficult video I've ever had to film, because at the end of the day I'm not, you know, I'm not educated enough in this, and I'm not, you know, I don't want to speak for black people because I have no idea what it is like, but you know, I want to support them, and by doing that, I think me uploading a video to show, you know, my views on it, instead of cowering away and not uploading anything at all, is the right thing to do. You know, they need more people, more non-black people to stand up with them, because they can't fight this battle on their own. And I think that's one of the biggest problems that people don't get, because obviously there's more non-black people in the world, and in order for black people to fight this fight, they need as many people as they can to stand with them and to fight this fight. And you can see that from the protest, how many people who were not black who went out to protest with them. Yeah, so I mean, even now I'm kind of shaking, because like I said, I'm not educated in this, which is why I don't want to draw attention away from it, which is why I'm going to leave loads of links in the bio below for you to click on and to research and to, you know, to see why this is so important. Places to donate, to petitions to sign. I mean, petitions take like 2 minutes to sign, but they could make, you know, a world of a difference to someone. I mean, to be honest, I'll stick my hands up and say I've never really won for signing petitions before, but now I've signed like, I don't know, 40-50 petitions. And yeah, it just, you know, you get kind of an update when the petition is successful and what happens. They kind of send you an email, and it does make you feel, you know, amazing, because you have been a part of that change. But it's not enough. We need to do more, and that's why I think 2020 is going to be a big year. It's definitely going to go down in the history books. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing everyone becoming more equal. So that is why I wanted to pop on today and just talk about my thoughts towards the Black Lives Matter movement. The next video is going to be a Q&A. So I'm not kind of hopping right back into my normal content, but yeah, I definitely wanted to post something before I posted anything else, because it's the right thing to do, in my mind, especially for my channel and my blog, because I run them. So yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe. Also make sure to check out the links below for any information on the Black Lives Matter movement. I'll leave links for both here in the UK and also kind of worldwide that you can support. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me either in the comments or on Instagram, and I will see you soon. Bye.